Viva Las Vegas, everybody. Viva Las Vegas. Welcome to the airport. So I'm trying out a new layout. Not sure if I'm sold on it, but I'm trying a new layout. I gotta find the camera first. The camera is up there. All right. And please forgive the hair. I should have learned. I should have listened to Steve. And if I do not have hair product, I should wear a hat. This is rough. This is rough, everybody. How you doing? Live from Vegas. I'm here, but I'm at the airport because for the next hour and a half, I'm waiting on Steve Saylor because he's got the reservation. He's basically got the keys to the castle, and I believe Steve is also. He's got something to do. Look, I'm his wingman. I've accepted this. Until I partner, until I become an ambassador, I'm a wingman, and I'm okay with that. See, I get to see both sides of Twitch today, or this weekend. I get to see. Oh, there's the camera. Okay, so I get to see. Not only do I get to see the front-facing TwitchCon, the event that we all enjoy, the event that we all have a good time with, but. I get to see the other stuff. I get to see how Steve does his networking. I get to see how partners do the thing, and yeah, it's great. Plus, I'm enjoying this trip already because I'm testing out Lando again. If you remember, we ran Lando at the failed investigation. Yo, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, Panic. Good to see you, Panic. How are you? Thanks for coming in. First comment from TwitchCon, and it goes to Panic. Yeah. I love you, Twitch Bear. I do. I love you, Twitch Bear. And Steampunk Rick, how are you? The travel's been good. Travel has been smooth. Very, very smooth. I have to say, travel's been real smooth. Obviously, we are live from TwitchCon, but we're not live from TwitchCon. TwitchCon actually doesn't start till tomorrow. It's jeez. See, when I have the Pikes Peak going, this looks great. This is what happens when I don't put any product in the hair. My hair has a mind of its own. It's like it's. Oh, I don't feel fresh, Apple and Jax. I mean, I'm spritzing in the pits right now, baby. It was a long ass flight. But thank you, Jax. I appreciate that. So anyway, when we were at the old hospital on College Hill, we gave Lando a test drive, and it did not go well. It did not go well at all. And part of that was a problem on the side of Streamlabs. Part of that was a problem on Twitch's side. And I figured, well, if I can make this work in Vegas, and try out the ruralness of this, not the ruralness of Vegas. I mean, there's going to be plenty of Wi-Fi to pull from in Vegas, but if I can pull from the Wi-Fi in Vegas and competently stream, then I'll be like, okay, now I need to start testing in other areas. Louisville, Kentucky is becoming more and more of like a hot spot for what I want to do with Old Spirits and streaming and things like that. Trust me, the next time I do a stream where I point the camera at me, my hair is going to look coiffed. It's going to look fantastic. But right now, not feeling fresh, not looking fresh, but I'm here. Hey, Panic, since you're a mod, I think you should be able, well, anybody can actually do exclamation point charity. If you wouldn't mind doing that for me, please, because I don't know if any of the charity alarms are going to show up here. But if you thank you, Panic. But if you follow that link, yes, I am still raising money for No Kid Hungry. As you all know, No Kid Hungry is an organization that helps kids who are reliant on the school systems for their next meal get fed, even if kids are out of school. And for every $1 you donate to No Kid Hungry, 10 healthy meals are generated for kids. And it's a great charity. I've had a great time raising money for them. And during my time at TwitchCon, obviously I won't be having any of the banners that you see. kind of testing some of the things that Streamlabs is promising. But I have to have words with Streamlabs because, as some of you know, I was trying to stream Dead Space, and it was a no-fly. It was a no-go. Dead Space was dead in the water, and I was really disappointed because it's been great, but yeah, about a week or two ago, things started to go squirrely. And right now, what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying out a new layout. I'm trying out a new look for when I'm live, but I'm not with Old Spirits. And yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Nice flight. I watched precariously over somebody's shoulder. The network, the Dead Space. Rick. Dead Space is the love child of Aliens and Event Horizon. Man, that game is just some high octane nightmare fuel. And I've been enjoying it. I have been enjoying it, but man, I'm screaming my fool head off. That's an intense game, Rick. That's an intense game. Anyway, yeah, it's been you know, I was precariously watching over somebody's shoulder. I was in and out with it, but somebody was watching the Netflix remake of All Quiet on the Western Front. That is a brutal film. From what I saw of it, it's a brutal film, and it is that reasoning why I haven't watched it. I haven't watched 1914 either. I watched a film, a really, really amazing documentary that Peter Jackson put together. It's called They Shall Not Grow Old. And it went into the nitty-gritty and some of the details of World War I. And what you discover, particularly in this documentary, is that when America got involved in World War I, it was at the tail end, and America was just sort of, we were just kind of like we were the cleanup crew. We just came in and overwhelmed Germany with all right, first test. But we overwhelmed Germany with all of our various resources, and good Lord, what's going on? There we go. All right. But we basically overwhelmed Germany, and that was helpful, obviously, but we didn't go through a lot of the stuff that other countries went through. And one of the I think one of the coolest, or actually one of the biggest lessons I took from our limited involvement in World War I was when I was driving. I think it was my first trip to New Zealand, actually, and I said to Pip, Pip, what's that over there? And she goes, oh, it's a World War I memorial. And I said, really? We're driving a little later, and I go, Pip, what's that? That's another World War I memorial. I said, wow, you guys take this stuff really seriously. If I had my drop-ins, I'd be dropping in, who's this nut tugger? But that was when I learned about Gallipoli. I mean, I knew about Gallipoli, but I didn't know about Gallipoli. And man, Peter Jackson's They Shall Not Grow Old. If you haven't watched it, it's really, really good. It's really, really good, and it makes World War I, for the lack of a better term, accessible. But anyway, that was happening on our flight. I did a few odds and ends. I put together this little layout for the weekend. Sprung the $8 and got myself Wi-Fi. And you know what? Not bad. Not bad $8. Not bad an $8 investment. Actually, pretty nice. And I mean, you know, as soon as I get up and get going for Steve's flight, you know, you'll see the charm that is already Vegas. I mean, as soon as you get off the plane, you know you're in Vegas. As soon as you get off the plane, you know, when people say that, it's like, what do they mean? When you get off the plane, you'll see it, and I can point it out to you. and I personally love this town. I love the shows. I'm not a gambler guy. Not a gambler, but I do love the shows. And right now, it looks like the big push is for Awakening at the Wynn. I'm a Cirque guy. I've seen 4 Cirque shows since in Vegas. First one was O. Then there was Zumanity. I love Zumanity. Well, none of them suck. I mean, they've all been great. They've all been great that I've seen right here. Saw O, Zumanity, Ka. I loved Ka. I take that back. I've only seen 3 shows. I've seen 3 out here. I've seen 4 Cirque shows total. Yeah, exactly. See, here's the funny thing there, Rick. I have a friend. My dad, my late father, had a friend who he owned a business, and at least once every, I want to say like every 2 or 3 months, my dad bowled with a guy, and he would just pack up and go to Vegas, and he would not spend a dime on the hotels. He would not spend a dime on the hotels. Why? Because he spent money at the tables, and they knew that. And when they figure out somebody's a regular, they go, "Hey, we'll take care of your hotel. We'll take care of your. Hey, we'll even take care of your bar tab." But why are they taking care of that? Because they're making more money off the tables. In fact, I remember my dad told me a story about how he would see this guy after one of his visits, and he'd go, "How was Vegas?" And his friend would respond with, "Oh, it was a good weekend, Wayne. I only lost $12,000." Do you know what kind of ghost hunting equipment I could buy for $12,000? I'm just saying. I could get up Old Spirits quite comfortably with $12K. But and it was funny too, because whenever I came out here for something, my dad would slip me $100 bill. And I do miss my dad, but he would slip me $100 bill and he'd go, put it on the crap tables for me, son. I'd spend it on like cigars or or a show or some tickets. Pip and I saw Zumanity out here, which was pretty freaking hot. And now we also saw O, and that was kind of cool. Oh, that's the other thing I should probably say. I've seen 3 Cirque shows out here, but I've only paid for 1. I'll tell that story in a second. So we saw O, and O was one of the coolest experiences I had watching a Cirque show, because it turned out when Pip and I were out here, there was a woman who was a stage manager for O, and she is a fan of Pip's Books of the Order series. And she said, "You got to tell me next time you're out here. I'll get you free tickets to O if you want." And we were like, "If we want? Hell yeah!" So we came out here for might have been for Blog World. If it wasn't for Blog World, it was for the CES. I can't remember which, but we came out here. It was when I was trying to establish myself as a social media guru. I went to this thing called the social media powwow, social media safari. It was some uber hip thing that people that now have kind of faded into the woodwork. That was also the event where I'd just written my 4th book in social media, but they wanted to go with this guy who gave his talk at this social media jungle, social media super hip, whatever. They wanted to go with a guy who was 19. He was dropping out of college because he was that knowledgeable on social media, and he gave his entire talk from a legal pad. He never looked up from it. All right, hang on. I'm wondering, well, it could also be the gimbal. The gimbal could be low power. Yeah, the gimbal. This gimbal, from what is this was one of the original handheld gimbals for an iPhone that I'm currently using. And safe to say, I don't think it has the ability to charge. And oh wow, this thing. Wow. I have to switch batteries. So anyway, so I came out here. So it was one of those things. It was called the social media jungle. Now that I remember. But anyway, dark time in my life. Okay, so not that dark. I was in Vegas with Pip. Anyway, so I was talking about. So we get in touch with this lady. She's having such a fangirl moment over Pip, and it was really sweet watching because I'm just like, good on you. But she had found me through Pip, and that was cool too. But this was about Pip. This was Pip's moment. And then we always joked. We said she's my fan. I saw her first. That kind of thing, or she saw me first. That kind of thing. But anyway, so Pip and I, we were, she said, I'll get you backstage. I'll get you friends and family for O. And she said, but first I gotta feel like I have to apologize for you. And I go, why? These are free tickets. She goes, yeah, but here's the problem with it. You have to watch O from the designated friends and family area. And we're like, okay, is it limited viewing? Is it obstructed viewing? She goes, no, it's in a little sequestered area next to where I work. And I went, I'm sorry. Now, this is where the theater nerd in me kicks in. And I go, say that again, slowly, please. And what it was the entire stage crew of O is sitting like between us and a curtain. And they gave us headphones so that we could, listen to the show so we wouldn't miss anything. What I did was I had the phone, I was listening to O in one ear, listening to music and lyrics and all that stuff. I had the other one set back so I could listen to the stage calls. So I was literally getting like live O and the O stage calls. And let me tell you something, it was like a director's cut. It was so effing cool watching them do this or listening to them do this. And yeah, that was fun. So we went to see O, didn't pay a dime for it. And then we paid tickets for Zumanity, so we saw Zumanity. That was their burlesque / naughty show. That was very good. It was really, there was nothing pornographic about it. It was beautiful. It was really just delightful. It was hot. I still have a crush on whoever that. I'm sure that the woman is now retired and has kids and all that stuff, but I had such a crush on this one performer. Moving on. So then Pip and I are getting ready to go to Blog World. And they were combining Blog World with the podcast and New Media Expo. And we were on Twitter at the time. Yes, this was when Twitter was a nicer place. And we were on Twitter, and one day, Cirque du Soleil basically says, "Hey, if you will blog or do a podcast about our shows, we'll give you free tickets."
This will be the final boarding call here at 1471.
And a lot of people were doing Beatles Love. They were doing, live from the Vegas airport, baby. How you doing there, Jason? How you doing? So we said, well, we want to go see Ka. And the reason we chose Ka was because, one, I was still writing Moravia at the time, and it has a real Asian kind of vibe about it. On top of that, it's the one and only Cirque du Soleil show that tells a story from the beginning to the middle to the end. And we were like, okay, cool. So we going ahead and we asked for tickets. We got them. They said, just give your names at the door and they'll take you to your seats. I said, okay. A lot of people, like I said, were going to see the Beatles Love. We were one of the few people that said, no, we're going to go see Ka. And I was expecting that they were going to put us up in like nosebleed seats because they were free tickets. So we go in and we get to the center section, and we take. I was expecting to take a right because that's the higher up seats. We take a left, and we're getting close to the stage, close to the stage. Ugh. And we wound up like 11 rows back. It was a fantastic performance, absolutely stunning. Okay, doing this real quick. Gonna fix this again. So yeah, like I said, this such luck. The fact that Pip saw the tweet to begin with, and just caught it at the right time, and then we got incredible seats like that. So what we did was we did blog posts and podcasts, not just about Ka, but about all the shows we've been at CERC, and that's our Vegas search. I was hoping to take. I was hoping that I could convince Steve that we could catch a show out here. If not Ka, maybe Beatles Love, one I haven't seen, something like that. And unfortunately, that did not work out due to our schedule. But we are going to the Sphere. Now, we're not going to see U2. Before anybody asks, no, we're not going to see U2. But we are going to the Sphere, and we're going to see Darren Aronofsky's film that's being shown there, which is called Postcards from Earth. And it's probably going to be very similar to like a Disney style like documentary about this is planet Earth, yada yada yada. It'll be fun. Plus, it's the Sphere, and the Sphere just opened, so that should be fun. That should be cool. You can come out to Vegas. I mean, doesn't matter what anybody says. You can come out to Vegas and not gamble. They're going to want you to gamble, and they're going to try to make you gamble. But yeah. The only thing I have agenda-wise for this particular trip is I need to go one night, at least one night. Steve's got to humor me. In one night after we do some stuff, we have to go to a place called Frankie's Tiki Bar, and we got to get into Frankie's Tiki Bar, and I have to get 2 mugs from Frankie's Tiki Bar. Since the trip where we met Pip's fan and we went to go see we've always gone to Frankie's Tiki Bar, and Frankie's Tiki Bar is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. It was like a legit dive tiki bar, and I love this place. I freaking love this place. All right, this is good. I'm having a good test run. I'm having a good proper test run of Lando here. He's I got a data package for the weekend. If I have to upgrade it, I'll upgrade it. But right now, it looks like it's doing fine. I'm gonna have to charge this thing overnight. I can't charge and use this particular gimbal. I'm sure with Pips, I could probably do it with Pips because Pip's got the super sophisticated one. Does the inception shots and things like that. This one is as basic as they come, but I have gotten... This gimbal does not owe me a dime. I have shot so many neat things on this gimbal. So if it occasionally goes tilt, it occasionally goes tilt. But that's really the only thing I have planned. Now Steve has pretty much got a whole agenda for this week.